All right, so what are the best cuts of meat on your venison rack or any other wild game to use to cut for jerky? I've got a whole venison leg right here. We shot this doe yesterday, so we've got our whole leg out. There's a couple different muscle groups on this leg that we can break down for different textures, different types of jerky. Right here, you're gonna have that football roast, a lot of people call it, your top. You've got your little square steak in here, that a lot of people will call it, and you have your sirloin back here. Between the sirloin and your square, you've got this little hidden tenderloin, I like to call it. The reason that I call them different things versus exact things like a top round, bottom round, most people don't know what that are. So we go with what the verbiage is that most people do. So that top roast, we have our square, our sirloin, and our hidden. Now, God gave you some road maps on here. All these white lines are where the muscle groups are separated. So we're just going to quickly break down those muscle groups so we can show you those different cuts. First one we're going to take off is that football roast. There's a femur bone that runs right along the bottom of that football roast. And we're going to pull that sucker right off. Attached to that roast is going to be what we call the knuckle roast right up on top. So there's two muscle groups. We're going to come right out. We're actually going to go on the back half, and we're going to take off this whole section all the way down to the shank. You've got your double shank right here. Now we can go in here and we can break up these other muscle groups. This is going to kind of open up like a book. You'll be able to get in here and actually see the three different muscles expose themselves. In the middle of this back leg that we're using, there's going to be a couple things we want to take out. Here's our sirloin steak, which we can take right off. Again, follow those lines, and it's going to come off perfectly. We have that hidden tenderloin, which is right there, but between the hidden tenderloin and that nice long rectangular steak that's in there, there is the sciatic nerve that runs. You ever hear your mom or your dad or your grandpa complaining about their sciatic nerve? This is that deer's sciatic nerve. So we're just going to pull that off and cut that out. Attached to that sciatic nerve is a lymph node. That lymph node is going to add a very negative sour flavor to your meat. Make sure you don't cut that lymph node. Make sure that you are actually taking that out along with that other piece of meat. Now we're going to go in and we're going to separate that hidden tenderloin from that rectangle steak. So now we've got our main muscle groups all broken up. Now each one of these can be used for jerky or steaks. So there's some different ways that these can be used for jerky, and we'll talk about them. My favorite cut of meat on the entire animal, guys talk about back straps, talk about tenderloins, is this sirloin steak. The reason being is meat is like a sponge. Okay, there's a lot of different textures and stuff in there. There's a lot of we talk about grain. Okay, so if you get in there and look at that, you can actually see that this sirloin is going to have really wide grains. So it's going to take a lot of flavor. It's going to take a lot of smoke if you want to smoke your jerky. It's also great for if you want to roast this whole. It's really great if you want to do different recipes for sandwiches. Use it as lunch meat. Use it in any of that type of recipes. It's phenomenal because it just shreds and it's beautiful. It's almost like you would get a brisket. It has this little top pocket on top of it. We're going to take that top pocket off and you'll actually be able to start seeing the grains a little bit better. Now we're not wasting any of this meat. This meat all can go into the grinder for ground jerky or for taco meat, stew meat, whatever you like to use for it. Now I'm going to cut off a hunk of this just so you can see the grain better that I was talking about. So your best way to cut this for jerky is actually, I know a lot of people talk about cutting against the grain, but for jerky's purposes, we're actually going to cut with the grain on this sirloin. If you've ever gotten a bag of jerky and it just shreds and pulls apart, it's because they're cutting with the grain on that. And we're only going to do that on one half. The other half we're going to cut opposite. So you're going to take your knife and start your cut. Then you're going to cut very, very thin slices. If you have a meat slicer, take your meat slicer and slice thin slices. The thinner the better, because it's going to dry faster. It's going to take on more of that flavor. It's going to last longer. So as you can see, I can actually pull this meat apart with all those parts that are in there. If I was to cut it this way, you can see the parts better, but it's a lot tougher. Where this way, when we cook it and eat it, you can actually almost peel it like you would string cheese, which is kind of a cool way to eat jerky. So either way is acceptable on that sirloin roast. The square roast is going to be a little bit different. It's going to actually have a piece of silver, just like your backstrap. It's going to run along one side of it. So we're just going to trim that silver off. Clean it up a little bit, get all that fat, all that sinew off of there. Best part about being a back, using the leg on animals, is there's usually not much bullet damage or ballistic damage. If you try to use shoulder meat, which you can, the problem is a lot of times it's very bloody, very destroyed. So when you want to get nice, thin strips out of it, it's kind of impossible. On this one, again, it's going to have those big, open textures. So this one we're actually going to cut with it. We're going to cut nice, thin slices. The key to this is a sharp knife or a meat slicer. It's best to do this when the meat is partially frozen or really, really cold. We don't have that luxury here at camp because of the fact that all we have is a walk-in. So we're doing what we can so we can go out and finish this today to eat it before our tonight's hunt. So 2 different pieces of meat, 2 different textures of jerky. The next one we're going to have is that football roast. That football roast is also going to have another pocket of meat on top of it. We're going to expose and get off. You notice that I don't try to use my knife as little as possible when I'm getting in here to take off a lot of this meat and sinew. The reason being is it's all just stuck there. So why cut into your meat when you don't need to? So on this football roast, this is a great roast to use into crock pots and stews. But if you want to make jerky out of it, we're actually going to cut lengthwise of the football, not into it. Reason being is there's a couple different muscle groups within this muscle group. And so by cutting lengthwise, we're going to cut with those muscle groups, not against those muscle groups. So you can see we've got nice pieces that we can pull apart. We can almost see through. That's what we're looking for. These other pieces, your knuckle roast, your cutoffs, these are great just to put in a grind, which we're going to talk about in a second, with a whole different type of jerky.